Here's an AMI This Week shortcut with Alex Smyth.
A black screen with particles scattered about. That's all that players see when they start playing the newly released audio-based game, The Vale, Shadow of the Crown.
The king is dead. It was not a hero's death. It was the slow death of an old man.
Taking on the role of a blind princess named Alex, you navigate a medieval-aged fantasy world without sight, trying to survive conflict and chaos. To help gauge the quality of the game and how accessible it is, I called in the expert, blind gamer Steve Saylor.
The cool thing is about this is that I'm very, I have a little bit of sense of pride with this game because it's developed from my hometown, from a studio in my hometown, and I've heard about this for years. It took a while, but we're finally able to enjoy the labor of love that Falling Squirrel has put into this game. No match for me.
As we sat down and played the game on a big screen in the AMI boardroom, it didn't take long for both of us to become impressed.
I love that the combination of the visuals, as limited as they are, but with the sound, it just kind of it adds to it. Yeah, I can totally tell I'm at night right now. This is cool.
This game has been a long time coming for creator Dave Evans, with 5 years of development that faced some big challenges along the way.
The biggest one would have been the COVID shutdown. Part of what we did with that delay that extended the time was I got to get the game out to the community for a good solid 6 months of development, where we did make quite a few changes based on that feedback.
That involvement from the blind community sets the Vale apart from other audio-based or accessible games. And Dave understands the importance of getting the community on board.
Because of the accessibility of this game to the blind community in particular, I did see this group as a group that I wanted to do right by in terms of making a game that they would appreciate. We were making a game for the sighted community as a group. We were introducing people to the novelty of an experience that they understand and know, and doing it with hundreds of people with experience in this genre, and it made the game for everybody a lot better.
And offers of help were found very close to home, as AMI's own Ramya Muthan was part of this game's development.
So I went in as one of the consultants to check out the initial phase of the game, and that's when I kind of snuck into Dave's ear. I was like, I'm also interested in voice work.
But if you want to know anything about this town, you'll need to ask me. I'm the only honest person around here.
And why would we believe that?
And then eventually they were like, okay, now we're ready for the voice acting, and I think you said you were interested. I was like, absolutely. And then went from there as well into some voice acting.
The baker's taken quite a collection of these. I don't know what he does with them.
So the game was clearly developed with the care and attention to accessibility that the community hopes for. But how well does that translate into the final product?
I'm all right. Is it still there?
I really enjoy the fact that it's a strictly an audio-only game, in that it's 100% accessible to the blind, not only just for ease of controls, but being able to feel like you are immersed in a game, which is really cool. Everything from attacking to just exploring the world around you, even interactions with the characters that you meet. Everything is just all as if you were playing like a high fantasy game, like a Skyrim or Dragon Age I would definitely give this a very high rating. I'm one to like whether it's out of 5 or out of 10. I would definitely have it really high up there. This game is kind of like what we call in the industry, I guess, the AAA of blind accessible games, because we haven't really seen a game that has this kind of a big of a splash or big of a sort of an awareness in the gaming sphere. This is one of the very few games that I could definitely recommend for anyone who is partially sighted, low vision, or completely sightless. They can definitely be able to play this totally 100%.
The Vale: Shadow of the Crown is available to play now on PC or Xbox.